What up, everybody? YouTube Live. Mm. How's it going? How's it going? Is it going? Is it going? Is it going? Is it going? I don't know. Nobody knows. I'm, of course, attempting to rap that song by Timbaland. Not Justin Timberlake, but Timbaland. But anyway, I'm back with another live stream because this also big news happened today. I was actually in the middle of like doing other chores and preparing my next review for you guys. But I just want to discuss this with you and see what you think of it. All right. Earlier on, I just shared with you my thoughts about the Matrix 4. You can watch the video there and share your thoughts in the comment section below. But right now is Spidey. Spidey senses. Oh, my Spidey senses tingling, and it's not good. My Spidey senses are tingling in my pants. No, I'm just kidding. um, well, it was nice while it lasted. Yes, sorry, Bob. It was nice while it lasted. So much fun watching Tom Holland, this fresh young kid, making his debut as Spider-Man in in Marvel Studios' Captain America: Civil War back in 2016, 3 years ago. Oh, so nice. And then it continued on all the way to Spider-Man: Homecoming and Avengers: Infinity War last year when he evaporated, dusted onto the wind because Thanos snapped his fingers. And then this year, Avengers Endgame, he came back. Yay! Yay, he came back. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. And then, of course, Spider-Man: Far From Home, which came out, I think was it last month? So anyway, all of this was possible. All of this was made possible thanks to the collaboration between Disney and Sony Pictures. Disney owns Marvel Studios, but Sony Pictures owns the rights to Marvel properties relating to Spider-Man universe. That's why Sony also owns Black Cat, Silver Sable, and Venom, and Morbius. So Sony Pictures owns Spider-Man. Um, so they had an agreement which allows Spider-Man to cross over to the MCU, which made those fantastic movies possible. Unfortunately, that collaboration has come to an end. Yikes. Sucks for us Spidey fans everywhere. Turns out Disney and Sony Pictures, they have been having a dispute um, as to or relating to coming up with new terms moving forward. This agreement to extend it. Um, that would allow Spidey to continue to be part of MCU. They have a dispute. They've been having a dispute about how to move forward with that. And Deadline says that it has to do with their disagreement regarding Disney wanting to have a more co-financing stake on Marvel, on Spidey movies moving forward. So anyway, they disagree. Both studios could not come to an agreement, and it resulted in their parting ways. It resulted in Spidey parting ways with Marvel Cinematic Universe. So from this point on, Kevin Feige, Marvel's head honcho, will no longer be able to be a co-producer of future Spider-Man films. Which, by the way, they're gonna make two more Spidey films with Tom Holland, which is fantastic because, as you know, Tom Holland is growing up, so you got to bank on him while he's young, right? While he's still that young Peter Parker. So this kind of sucks. This kind of blows. Oh, unbelievable montages here. Maybe Sony messes up, feels bad, and makes a new deal with Disney. Oh, maybe. But you know what? I'm not gonna hold my breath. Um, uh, Spider-Man. I mean, I'm sorry. Sony Pictures, as you know, is also developing their own little Spider-Man cinematic universe. Uh, Last year they gave us Venom standalone. Venom 2 is coming up with director Andy Serkis. and they're developing a Silver Sable, Black Cat. I don't know if that project is still alive, but that's the last time I heard they were developing it. And they're developing Morbius, the living vampire. Um, and I think they're developing another one too. There's another character from the Spidey universe. So Sony Pictures making a new deal with Disney. I'm not holding my breath on that because they're like, hey, we're gonna make our own um, sandbox here. You got your MCU, we got our Spidey U. So physical Fizz Digital X Corner is here. At this point, Spider-Man is dead via headshot, as mentioned in the MCU. If they mention Far From Home events one last time, okay, pretty passionate there. So yeah, this is a bummer though, because I think we can agree, you and I, that Spidey's appearances in the MCU have been consistently pretty damn good. You know, um, but I think if you ask me, hey, what's the upside of this separation? Well, to me personally, Spidey now can move on from the whole Tony Stark deal thing. I One of the reasons why I was not too crazy about Spider-Man: Homecoming, it was because I was like confused. Like, am I watching an Iron Man movie or a Spidey movie? Is this a Why don't they just call it Spidey Iron Man Homecoming? It's just like I get the whole thing, trying to make the connection, and of course, a lot of people can relate or connect with it because there's no Uncle Ben, right? You take Uncle Ben out of the equation, you got to fill that spot in or void in with another father figure. And that's where Tony Stark steps in, or Iron Man, because Peter Parker is at such a young age that longs to look up to somebody. Um, but after two movies with Iron Man shadowing over, or shadow hanging over Peter Parker, I think that's the upside of Spider-Man leaving MCU. That those two upcoming Spidey films that they're developing, the stories could be just Spidey, from Spidey perspective, from Spidey characters, from Spidey. There's no Captain America showing up on a TV screen, with a public service announcement. There's no Easter egg sort of deal. Just like Spidey in his own sandbox. Um, oh, unbelievable montages by the after credits. It looks like they can take Spider-Man out of New York. Yeah. Well, Spider-Man Far From Home, that was out of New York. So that's the upside of this whole separation, I think. But still, it still kind of sucks. I asked my friend, who is the biggest Spider-Man fan in the whole wide world, of his reaction, of his thoughts about today's news, and he said he's not too happy about it. He said baby birds have to leave the nest eventually, as if Spider-Man is a baby bird. It's going to be disappointing to see Spider-Man cannot be involved any longer with MCU plot. That's right. That's also the downside. So whatever's going on with MCU, Spidey will be like in his own bubble. He won't be able to help the Eternals, or he won't be able to help Guardians of the Galaxy. He won't be able to help any of the characters. He'll be stuck in his own bubble. He also said that he would have preferred that Sony just gave up Spider-Man, but what can you do? Yes, it comes down to that. If only, right? If only. I was not too crazy about Disney buying Fox because I knew that there was going to be massive layoffs at Fox, and I hate seeing those people losing their jobs, and that's exactly what happened. But the upside is that Marvel Studios, gets to absorb Fox's Marvel properties. That's why they're developing a brand new Fantastic Four movie, as you know, and they're planning maybe an new X-Men reboot in the future. God knows we need one because Dark Phoenix was shitty. So that's the upside. Um, Obviously Disney's not gonna buy Sony Pictures. But yes, the only wish that we have as a fan, like if only Sony would release their grip on Spider-Man properties, but Sony doesn't want to do that because obviously that's their moneymaker, that's their cash cow. um just like why Batman, that's just like why WB keeps making Batman movie year after year, another reboot, another person playing the actor. I mean, playing the character. So it's understandable why Sony doesn't want to give up Spider-Man. And so back to your point earlier on unbelievable montages. I don't think Sony's gonna come up with a new deal with Disney, unfortunately. Um, Venom is in San Francisco, so likely Spider-Man will be in San Francisco if he crosses over with Venom, or Venom goes to New York. That's right. They need to survive too many flops over the years. You're saying they as in Sony Pictures, right? Yes. But hopefully this year for Sony Pictures, things are looking up. Obviously, Spider-Man Far From Home was a success. Their collaboration with MCU. Spider-Man Far From Home, as you guys know, recently surpassed Skyfall. Skyfall, that James Bond movie, that was Sony Pictures. That was like Sony Pictures' highest grossing movie of all time. Now it's Spider-Man Far From Home. Far From Home is now Sony Pictures' highest grossing movie of all time. So you would think, right? You would think that after that success and Avengers Endgame being the all-time biggest movie, beating Titanic and Avatar, and then Spider-Man Far From Home defeating Skyfall, you would think that after all those successes, that Sony would continue with Disney. That be like, hey, this has been a pretty good ride for both of us. Let's continue it. But no, both studios are being stubborn. So now we, the fans, have to suffer and won't be able to see Spider-Man hang out with any of the Marvel Studios characters anymore. Yeah, Sony Pictures this year has what they hope would be a success. Zombieland 2 coming up in October. Zombieland was just okay to me in the first movie. I didn't think it was all that wild and awesome. Even though Woody Harrelson's fantastic in that role. So I don't know. I don't know if Zombieland 2 is gonna be a big one for Sony, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it. That's the news about this separation. So sad, so unfortunate that it has to come down that it has to come to this, but it is what it is. That's the fact of the matter. Spider-Man has officially exited Marvel Cinematic Universe. We'll see if anything changes down the road between both studios, but at this point, right now, I am not holding my breath. So, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Are you sad? Are you bummed out? Or do you think that this separation is a good thing? And why? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel, press that like button, ring that bell, and if you can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. Woo-hoo!